And that concludes our speaker lineup today and our conference. I want to give a huge thank you to all of the speakers who shared their stories, their thoughts, their experiences, and their research with us over the last 3 days. I'd like to invite Dr. Tilak Dutta back to the stage to give some closing remarks.
Thanks so much, Allison. Yeah, wow, the past 3 days has really flown by for me. People talk about these kind of virtual events, Zoom fatigue, um, and not being able to engage audiences virtually. I haven't found that at all. I've been watching each of these talks, where it's clear that people are invested in these talks, in what they're talking about, and they about issues that they deeply care about, and that comes through, and that makes it engaging. And I don't know about the rest of the audience, but I certainly um, found myself very excited to hear from each of these speakers. Um, Okay, so quick, I know we want to wrap up quickly. Just a couple of things that I would like to do before we wrap things up today. Um, the first thing is just to is we're going to go through some thank yous. We need to thank a number of people that have helped make this conference possible. And then I'm going to connect with the list of things that you can do to stay with us. Remember at the beginning of this conference, you might remember I said that I'm hoping that you'll see this as the beginning of a conversation on how we can make our parks more accessible. I'm going to just remind us of a few ways that we can do that, a few of the ones that I already mentioned, and one new one that I wanted to highlight as I think it's particularly important. Um, so I'll just start with some thank yous. So first off, I want to thank our funding agency. Our funding for this conference was made possible by Accessibility Standards Canada. If you're interested in getting involved in writing standards and getting involved with them, they are regularly recruiting people for their committees that actually write these types of standards. So I suggest you get involved. Um, in particular, we have 13 people on the slide that you see on the screen now that are part of our team that made this particular conference possible. They're arranged in 3 rows. In the top row, we have Yashoda, myself, and Manjeet. Yashoda and Manjeet were responsible for the overall organization of most of the work that was involved here in getting this conference to happen. I think most of the presenters would have met with one or both of them already. Going down to the second row, we have Ziad, who is our tech person, arranged all the live YouTube streams on our website. Next, we have Melanie, who is our strongest bilingual member and in charge of all of our French writing and interpretation. Next to Melanie is Allison, who you've all met, our star MC, who did a great job as a host. Wakas is next to Allison, who is our webmaster and in charge of relaying questions. We have Niha next, who is in charge of arranging some of our interpreters. I want to say a special thank you to all of our interpreters, ASL, LSQ on screen, as well as our audio interpretation. We had French and language, French to English and vice versa, as well as English and French captioners. It's exhausting work, and we greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Moving down to the bottom row, we have Hassan, Hamid, Hanan, and Shreya. They were involved in packing and sending out gift bags to the first 350 people who signed up for the conference. Um, Last but not least, Mark was our team's expert on screen readers who helped make sure our materials were screen reader friendly. Um, okay, so then I thought it would be useful to summarize what our team felt were our 10 key takeaways that sort of were messages and ideas that came up over and over through a number of people's talks. So let's start here. Number 10, the message that I got was, that we started with here was different people have different needs, and we have to make sure our plans for parks include awareness of these different needs. Um, and Mahadeo's talked about the need for personalized solutions. I thought Carrie and her group's innovative idea of forest bathing pods was interesting, and Karina's idea of a quiet hour were interesting ways of balancing the needs some people have for quiet spaces with other people who want more hectic environment and experiences. Some of the specialized adaptive equipment that we heard about in our panel today with the trail rider, and some of the other adaptive equipment that we heard about offers similar abilities to get people with different needs what they want. Virtual park experiences are yet another way that we can do some of these things. Number 9, role models are important. As Minu noted in her talk, sharing examples of people like Lawrence Gunter going to parks may encourage others to try those types of things themselves. Number 8, providing more specific information about accessibility as opposed to generic labels. People want to know how wide the trail is, how big doorways are, how much space there is, and what equipment is available. Number 7, many presenters highlighted the need for a cultural shift. Many don't know, some people highlighted that a lot of people don't know what they don't know. And so we need better staff training and education. Number 6, accessibility is a moving target. We can all do better. Um, one of the things that I'm trying to do right now is speak slowly, so that our interpreters don't have a hard time. We're running a few minutes late, and I know when I get excited and stressed, I start speaking faster. I'm going to try to slow down for you. Um, yeah, there's always ways to improve. I think Mahadeo did a great job of highlighting the different stages that as individuals or as organizations we need to think about going through until we push to get to stage 4 ultimately. Number 5, um, nothing about us without us. This idea came up a number of times. The need for co-design is critical. Novel research approaches might help, like the geo-narratives that Mike brought up. Um, yeah. Number 4, we need better washrooms. I think Lucy, Julie, and Megan all made that point very clearly. Number 3, we can't really talk about accessibility without thinking about affordability. This can include the cost of entry, but also the cost of transportation. Number 2, people who want to go to parks want to go to do things with their friends and families. And so we need to find ways of allowing people to do things together as much as possible. And number 1, I want to circle back to what was, I think, at the core of the message that Mayan Ziv gave in her eloquent keynote, that there's a lot of good reason to be optimistic. Things are changing, and each of us can help make things change. So I hope you'll all stay involved in this conversation that we've started here at this conference. I mentioned earlier there's 4 ways you can be involved. You can email or call us to share your perspective if you haven't found a way to share it yet. We have this crowdsourced A to Z accessibility book that we want to put together with your help. We want you to fill in our survey if you haven't done that yet, if you're a person with a disability or a caregiver. And consider joining our discussion forum on Slack. I've noticed there's already some interesting posts happening there. Craig posted from BC Parks about another conference that we'll be running in December. Please check it out. The one new point that I wanted to make has to do with the draft standard that will be coming out from Accessibility Standards Canada. I just learned that this draft standard should be out for public review in early 2023, and so we're going to keep an eye out for that, and we'll let you know through our forums or through email. And it's really a valuable opportunity for all of us to look at what the standard includes and to write in what it's missing and to make suggestions. I think, certainly not all of our suggestions will make it in, but it will be hard for the committee to ignore ideas if they come up over and over. So I think that's one of the highest value things that we can do as a community, is keep an eye out for that public review and send in our recommendations. So I think that's all I wanted to say. I personally learned a ton over the past few days. Uh, I really just want to thank you for being here with us and for sharing so openly about all of these important issues. We will be running this conference again next year. If you have suggestions on how we can improve it, we'd love to hear from you. So I hope to hear from you all soon. Thank you. Back to you, Allison.
Thank you, Tilak. Just to echo Tilak's words, thank you again to all the wonderful speakers we had this week. This has truly been an honor to be part of this event and to hear all the stories that were shared. And to thank you to our attendees. Your participation and presence has been felt so strongly, even through these virtual platforms. So thank you for being here. The conversations do not end today. Please head to our website and check out the links to our dedicated Slack channel where you can connect with speakers and other attendees. If you are not able to see all of the speakers or all of the days, please head to our website. We will be adding the recordings to the website and the YouTube channel. As soon as we finish post-production edits on today's recording, that will get posted as well. And please do not hesitate to get in touch with us with your concerns, your feedback, your questions. We love to hear from everyone. Thank you all again so much. Have a wonderful rest of the day.